everybody, welcome to Round the Twist, episode 262, take 2. I had just started recording like 2 minutes ago when I noticed that it had started raining, and it was raining in through the open windows. So I don't have to make apologies for the road noise because now the windows are closed. Are you coming over, Goober? Come on. Come here. Come on. I have a Phoebe joining me. Hi, Stinky Pete. You smell so bad. So yeah, it's a day late because it's August 25th, not the 24th. Let's just say I'm sorry, and we'll discuss it later. If things look a little different, it's because last weekend got a really good opportunity to purchase a giant sectional that I'm now sitting on for dirt cheap from another family, and it was what should have been a 2-hour thing at most turned into a 6+ hour fiasco that stretched the whole day basically. So let's lead off with that. I know it's a knitting podcast, but life. So cheap sectional, nothing, went and checked it out last Wednesday, Thursday, nothing wrong with it. So yeah, we'll be back on Saturday. Have to get a U-Haul because we don't have a truck to haul this monstrosity in, and we were planning on putting it in the basement. Pimp out the man cave down there. Got our old couches upstairs, load them in the U-Haul, went to drop them off at Goodwill before we go pick up the sectional. Goodwill won't take them. It's too dirty, and there's a teeny little rip like ½ an inch long along like back here, like behind the back cushions, so they won't take it. So we go to the house, we load the sectional into this U-Haul, go over to ARC, which is another local thrift store here in Colorado. They won't take it either because it's an old denim couch and it's been in the sun, it's faded. The guy said he'd get in trouble if he took it. So then we have this spare couch. So we come back to the house, drop the sectional off in the garage, and look up the Larimer County landfill, which just about broke my husband's heart because the couch is still good. It could still go somewhere, but we have nowhere to put it. So drove the U-Haul and our car, because of course we had the twins along, all the way out to the landfill, which they loved going over the bumpy roads in the landfill, and got rid of this couch. Couch and love seat. Oh well. We tried. We tried to donate it. Stop. Stop, or you can get down and go away. I don't need you whining all the time. Yeah, that's right. Go over there. Dogs. Kids. So that was Saturday. And then Saturday evening, we were like, hey, let's get these in out of this sectional in out of the garage and into the basement where it's going to go. Well, we can't bring it in. Our garage door comes directly in, and there's a short hallway and then the kitchen. I'll show you in a minute, or toward the end of the show, because we're going to head downstairs for any questions. The basement is like right as you come in the door, downstairs, 90-degree angle, and then like a U-turn around a corner at the bottom of the stairs. The door from the garage coming into the house is too narrow to fit this. So we tried the front door. It fit through the front door. We had to bring it through the living room, through the kitchen, heading down that short hall. We can't make the turn down into the basement. So it's 9:30 at night. We're both exhausted. We both have to work the next day, which means my alarm's going off at 4 a.m. And it's like, well, what do you want to do? So we ended up we had been planning on replacing the furniture up here eventually. Well, the love seat and the big chair, the big wide chair and a half that I had, are now down in the basement. That time of night we didn't feel like wrestling with the couch that used to go here, because I'd sit on the love seat and record. Went this way. So now the couch is over under the window. The sectional is here where the love seat and couch used to go. I have lost my end table over here where I'd set my coffee. So it's a comfy piece of furniture. Love it. Wish it was in the basement instead of up here, but oh well, it works. It works. It's nice and neutral, and we like it, and we got a great deal on it. So yay. But this is a crafting show, right? So I'm sorry. Camera's gonna wiggle every time I pick up and set down my coffee because there's nowhere else to set it except on the TV tray that I use to hold the camera. There's some behind the scenes for you. Actually, you know what? Here, let me show you so you can see what's going on. You can see my messy house. We're gonna move a little bit. Hi, how you doing? So this is my setup right now. There's the end of the love seat. I have all my stuff next to me. We have this lovely footstool that has blanket storage underneath it. There's the couch that normally used to sit this way. TV tray, disposable turkey roaster pan that the camera normally sits on. Oh, there's a Phoebe. So this is the huge, huge sectional that we are now in. So what should have been something super easy to do turned into a giant fiasco. I am still, believe me, if I would have had a sledgehammer in this house, I probably would have taken out the wall of the dining room back here, and we could have had a straight shot down to the basement, and it wouldn't have been a problem. Thank God I don't own a sledgehammer. How do I not own a sledgehammer after all these years of home ownership? I don't know, but it's a very good thing I don't. Otherwise, that wall would have been demoed that night, and we would have taken it down to the basement one way or another, even if I had to drop it through the floor. That was the mood I was in on Saturday. So, yeah. It's a knitting show, right? We should probably talk about some knitting, some crafting. Let's do that. First thing first, the Jane hat number 3. I have done very little on this week because it was residing down in the basement. And what the heck happened here? There we go. And hubby hasn't been doing a whole lot of gaming, so we haven't been spending a whole lot of time downstairs. So this is the Jane Cobb hat by Heather Hill. I'm using 2 strands of Cascade 220 held doubled to make the bulky. I think it calls for Lopi yarn, which is a bulky yarn. Knitting up on US 10.5s, which are a 6.5 millimeter needle, excuse me. I had like 6 rows done of the yellow, and now I think I'm at like 12. Excuse me, 11. I have 11 rows done. I need to come up about to here before I decrease. I think I need to pull out hubby's hat and count and see how many more rows I have to go. But yeah, he hasn't been gaming in the evening, so I haven't been downstairs. I need to bring it back upstairs so I can knit on it now. Get this done. This should not be taking me this long. A bulky hat knit on US 10.5s that has no patterning to it. None. It's straight stockinette. Why can't I get this done? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm going insane. Probably. But I'm using what I've used so far. The orange is number 7824 from Cascade. I pulled from both in order to get rather than trying to split the skein in half exactly, when I was winding, I just wound a center pull ball using my little Royal ball winder, and I've been pulling from the outside and then simultaneously from the inside and holding it double that way. So orange is done, and getting the thing I found in the past for these Jane hats that I knit before, getting 1 skein of each color, of the red, the orange, and the yellow, you have enough to knit 2 hats, 2 of these Jane hats. So if you have 2 brown coats in your life that don't own a Jane hat, for the cost of 3 skeins of Cascade 220, you can knit Jane hats for both of them. Your mileage may vary. That's what happened with me. And then the yellow is 7827 from Cascade. And it's kind of a hot mess. Okay, good enough, whatever. And then the red's down in the bag. I can't remember what color the red is, but that doesn't really matter because I'm not using it yet. I'll tell you what it is when I get to it. So, that's the first thing on my needles. Second thing that I have is my I'm a Rock Star socks. These have been getting a lot of love just because they've been going everywhere with me. These are just a 72 stitch vanilla sock. I'm doing a heel flap with them out of Gail's art. It's one of her sock blanks called Rockstar Rainbow. It's her 75-25 superwash merino and nylon blend. Here's the blank so far. So I'm almost done the pink. I've started taking out the stars, as you can see. And I'm knitting this up on a US 1, a 2.25 millimeter needle. Here's what we have so far. So I started with a yellow, a little bit of yellow, went into orange. The orange faded into pink. This whole thing kind of reminded me of a tequila sunrise drink, a little bit. And then the purple-blue stars have started coming out to play. And I have started the heel flap. That happened last night. I was watching some old Series 4 Doctor Who, going back to the David Tennant years. I don't know why, I just had a craving to watch Unicorn and the Wasp. I was in a Donna Noble kind of Doctor Who mood. So we watched that, and we watched Silence in the Library. Well, I watched Silence in the Library. Hubby fell asleep on the couch, which is fine, because it was a long day yesterday as well. But it was kind of nice. We both realized, gosh, we really miss David Tennant, because Doctor Who just doesn't seem the same. Like, we've adapted, obviously. It's been a few years since David Tennant was the Doctor. But it's one of those, we adapted to Matt Smith, and then Peter Capaldi comes, and we're through the second season with Peter Capaldi, and we're both still kind of going, meh. There are a few episodes we like him in, but he's not our favorite, and it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, Matt Smith grew on us. By the end of the first season, we were both like, yes, he's the Doctor. We get him, but I think it was a much bigger transition going from Matt to Peter, and I'm not sure why that is. Not just because Peter's older. That's, to me, that's a non-issue. But I don't know, it's just the personality, I think, almost feels like it changed too much. But personal opinions, I'm sure some people love Capaldi. I'm liking some of the stories, but not all of them, and by now with both Matt Smith and with David, we were liking the majority of the stories. The Peter Capaldi's were like 50-50. Anyway, I knit a bunch on the sock last night, and got that done. So, two things, moving on to pokey things. Let me grab some coffee. I'm sorry, jiggling. Oh, coffee. Coffee is my lifeblood right now. So, I worked on two things this week. I worked on Once Upon a Time, sampler from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I'm still working on November. I have gotten a bit more done. I only worked on this for like one day for half an hour or so, so there's not a whole lot of difference from last week. I did finish the top of the wolf's head, and then I think I had to come down around this eye and this arm, and then did the legs as well. They'll stick out under his little dress.
I need to come out.
No, you don't need to come out yet. Can you come out and be quiet? Because Mommy's recording. You can? Okay, come on out. Do you want to come say hi?
Hi.
Get up in my lap. Look at the little red light up there. Say hi.
Hi.
Focus. Look that way. You see it?
Right there.
Right there, yeah. Mr. Man just got a haircut this morning, so he's all set for family pictures in a week and a half.
And this is my purple off.
Well, you can leave it on, okay. Sorry, no child nudity on camera, but evidently someone is done with his nap. Okay, you need to go sit on the potty.
It's a pot.
Yep.
That.
Yeah, that. It hasn't moved since before you went to lay down. Oh, child. Okay, where was I? Mommy's going crazy. What is wrong with this week? Oh my goodness. So I finished with the dark gray of the wolf. I started, you can just barely see it. This color doesn't stick out that much.
Hey, Mom, a pee-pee.
You pee-peed. Okay, thank you.
With the red.
Okay, Gabe, you said you were going to be quiet, remember?
With this.
That's Mommy's camera. I knew this wasn't going to work.
And they get out these photos.
No, don't move that, please.
And they go slow.
So, I'm sorry, you're going to hear him in the background. So, anyway, the little pink that's up between the ears, that's part of the little nightcap that Granny wears, and that same color will be in the dress down here, so I'll be doing more of that. Please be careful, don't bump the table, Gabe. That's all that I did, because this.
See that? See this?
Yep, see right there. Please, Gabe, be careful. Do you see Mommy on the back of the camera?
This here?
Don't poke it. Don't poke it. Okay, second thing, I actually cross-stitched on something else. What was I doing? Oh, yesterday, when I should have been recording, but I lost track of what day it was. I went down in the basement because hubby wanted to nap up here, see how the new couch napped. And I worked on A Very Merry Christmas Town. This is also by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This was last year's mystery stitch along for Christmas. So, the bottom, the whole little banner along the bottom, was the fourth clue of the stitch along. And it mirrors itself. So, over here on the right, I had finished the pink, I had finished the Gabe. Shh. I'd finished the candy cane, I had finished the little lollipop, and I'd done like this bottom part. I don't know if you're able to see that. The bottom part of the big snowflake. So I finished the top, I did the small snowflake, I did the mitten, and I did the green of the Christmas tree. The other side, obviously in a mirror, I did the green of the Christmas tree, and I'm working on
Christmas tree.
the Christmas tree, yes. And I did the bottom part of the red of the mitten that's going to be on this side to match the one over here.
Bottom side? The bottom
So
side?
I felt like I got a lot done on that because it's a lot of little fiddly bits. Oh, and I did the green bow right here. That's going to be a present. I just haven't done the box part. Gabe, if you can't be quiet, can you go to your room and read a book? Please? Okay, get out of back there. Go to your room, read a book. Here, come here. Come here. Come over here. Come face the camera. Face the camera. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, go read your book. We'll see how long this lasts. So, few things. No, go read your book in your room, please. Oh, I know. So sad. Okay, so various and sundry.
How about this one book?
Whatever book you want to pick, just read it in your room, okay?
Okay.
Okay. The saga of the yarn for Tara's Playful Stripes cardigan continues.
What kind of dog?
I did. You picked another book. Go look at it in your room, Gabe. I did receive the citric acid that I was waiting for last week. And over the weekend, Monday, actually. Yeah, Monday when I was off, I did the citric acid soak on all 5 skeins of the yarn that I bought for the sweater. So that's up over here. It is finally dry. I did not have any bleed off in the water, but when I knit the swatch and soaked it, I didn't have any bleed off in the water then either. Nothing came off on my hands when I was doing the citric acid wash and heating it through the microwave and squeezing out the extra water. So we'll see. Hopefully this will be dye set this time. I'm still kind of peeved about the whole situation. So we'll see if that continues as I knit the sweater. So I have one skein, these 2 skeins of the gray that have the lighter ties on them. Those were ones I'd already wound up. This one was still in its original form. And then obviously you can tell which one I wound and which one had remained in skein form.
No.
So I'm going to be winding these up, figuring out...
Is that camera?
Yep, that's the camera. Figuring out what I'm going to be, what size I'm going to be doing, and figuring out that whole math mess I have to do. So, we're going to move on to any questions. Let me pull this up on my phone, and then we're going to take a little field trip down to the basement. Gabe, are you going to come down to the basement with me? Yes? Okay. We're having a little friend come with us. So, let me get this pulled up. Come with me. We're going to go for a little walk. We'll attempt to leave my coffee here. We'll see how this goes. The dogs will probably drink it. If anyone gets motion sick, warning right now, I'm gonna be moving the camera. So Heads up. So here we go. Let's go, Gabe. No, don't wear your sister's shoes. Let's go. Show them where the basement is. Let's go. Here it is. Okay. We're gonna go. The light is on. Let's go. Okay, so down the basement.
Come on, baby.
Turn some more light on. All right, let's go to the craft room because that's where most of the questions are going to be. You gonna come play arts and crafts? Still haven't fully set up my craft room, but I do now have a sewing table, so yay. So, oh, come on. Please load, phone.
Whoopsie.
Gabriel David.
Whoops.
No, don't just whoops. What did you do?
I hit the...
Yeah, okay. So, I'm going to be digging for a piece to my bee because he just knocked it off. Now I know what they've been playing with. I'll have to find it later. So,
I knocked it off.
yeah, you did. You're supposed to leave mommy's stuff alone. You know that. Okay. Kpar62 asked, I was wondering how the stained glass Afghan is faring. I know you're really busy, so I won't be surprised to hear it's stored away for now. Just curious is all. The stained glass Afghan, come with me, please. See that bag on the right? This one? That would be the state of it. All of these, couple hundred of them that I finished, have to be ripped out and redone in the juggling hexes pattern. So, haven't touched it in a while. I'm still saving scraps and bits to make more, and that's the state of that. Second question. So yes, it is put away for right now. Second question, let me mark that one. Is from ACP. Hi Karen. Okay, I'm double dipping. That's fine. If anyone has more questions, please go ahead and ask them on the thread. This is my second question. What makes a well-curated stash? How has your stash changed over time? Has knitting for the twins or your husband changed what you value in your stash and or what you want to add to it? Thanks. So, for me, every person's well-curated stash, I'm sorry, I just went out of frame there, is going to be different. Mine, for me, let's go through it. I have a whole lot of sock yarn. Oop, where are we? So top shelf is my Volmiza stash. I've got the big skeins of lace yarn up here. I've got, oh, I have some bugga up here as well from when Sanguine Griffin was still together. So this is kind of my higher end shelf. Not that it's different than anything else. This whole shelf, over here I have my self-stripings. I've got my hand spun sock weight yarn here and here. And then this is like the MCN or the stuff that I already have definite plans for right here. Next shelf down. All of this, well, not all of it. Socks that rock medium weight. And then the rest of it is all various variegated. Different dyers, different things. I've got some Cyborg's Craft Room. What's this one? Sundara. I have some really, this is really old. Yarn Pirate, that's got to be a good 8 years old at least. Next shelf down. That entire thing, cram jam full, that you can't hardly see anything on, is my entire Socks That Rock lightweight stash. Yeah, I have an entire shelf and I'm running out of room. There's both solids, semi-solids, which are mostly over on this side. Everything from about here over is all variegateds. So you can see, anytime I don't know what I want to knit out of this, the problem with this storage method is I have to pull it all out so I can see the full skein and see all the colors. That's the only thing I don't like about this method. Next shelf down. I've got sock blanks, I've got workhorse yarns, so I've got, I've got some Trekking XXL, I've got some opal, I think this is XXL again, yes. I've got things that are meant for me. No, that's not. I don't know where that came from. Oh, this is stuff my mom got me. More Trekking, more opal. That's a leftover skein that I used for a shawl. Ooh, my bad day from the lemonade shop, which is local here in Colorado. Sets. So like these two, whoops, and these three are enough to make the kids a sweater. And then the bottom is all my leftovers, my scraps, my extras. So to me, well-curated sock stash is always a good thing to have. Next one over. I have my lace weight and my little itty-bitty ball of Kiviot. That is all my precious stuff is up here. Next, this is just balls, odds and ends of DK to worsted weight. I think this is some hazelnuts. I'm pretty sure the rest of it's all Dreaming color. Then come the sweater quantities. 2, 3, and 4 shelves of sweater quantities for me, although we could make it sweater quantities for the kids if I broke it up. Next one over. Now this one had a lot of my books and stuff back in Omaha. I don't have the shelves anchored to the wall, so I'm not doing that here. So this is just like my notions, my odds and ends. There's not a whole lot in it. That cupboard's basically empty. And then my final cupboard, and sorry, I'm gonna have to move stuff here. Say hello to my sewing machine. Last cupboard, woo, has stuff exploding out at me. Is all of my spinning fiber. So yarn I've spun up or hand spun that I've received, braids from Into the World, and loop. My loop bats are in there. One whole shelf, nothing but fiber optic braids. I was becoming quite the collector, and then I realized I wasn't spinning them up fast enough. Next 2 shelves are my Crown Mountain Farms stash that I just spun up We Are the Champions, so I've got some left to do. And then I have all my kind of miscellaneous things down lowest. This whole shelf, and I'm sorry, it's kind of dark, is nothing but Tempted. I think is nothing, that's all that's on that shelf, I think actually, is just Tempted fiber from the Fiber Club. Bottom shelf is a whole mishmash of, got some Blue Moon fiber arts. Why did you bring your shoes down here? Did you want to show off? So you got new Paw Patrol shoes today, so you had to show off. I've got some abstract fiber. I've got, I don't even know what all's in here. Some Lisa Souza, that is really old. That's got to be 8, 9 years old. Got some Knitter's Nightmare hidden away in there. Some Gail's Art. Some Knitting and Color batlings. All kinds of things. So, to me, a little bit of everything, but in useful quantities makes the best stash. I like being able to go, oh yeah, well I've got a sweater's quantity, I think it's this weight, let me go look. And pretty much all of those sweater quantities have been earmarked for a specific sweater, but I could adapt if I need to. How have things changed for hubby and the kids? I've started to need, especially since hubby, I've started to need to do more manly colors. I can't just go, oh, that's pretty. I need to pick stuff that's more guy colors. For the kids, I haven't really done a whole lot. It's more buy what I need as I need it. And that's about all that I've done. So what else? What else was on here? And what I want to add to it. Right now, I'm kind of at, what do I want to add to it? I'm kind of at a place where I'm like, this is a good stash. It's like having a good pantry. So you can go to and go, yeah, I've got all this stuff for chocolate chip cookies. I don't need to go to the store. It's the same thing. The same thing here. I can go, yeah, I want to knit socks. Okay, well, let's go pull one of the 100+ skeins of sock yarn out. And I like that. I like being able to reach in. What I don't like is I've reached the point almost of stash saturation, where I go to a festival and I kind of walk around and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty, but I got something like it at home. Yeah, that's pretty, but I got something like it at home. And I walk out with nothing. And that's a little bit of a disappointment to me. But it's okay, because I know I have something at home that I don't need to spend more money. And that's fine. That's okay, that's good. So I think I'm in a good place.
I'm playing the TV.
Well, the TV's on upstairs.
Well, they're back upstairs.
Okay, then take them back. Take your shoes back upstairs. Put them in the box. Take them back upstairs. Mommy will be up in a minute. Okay. On that note, I better go to make sure he doesn't destroy everything. So until next week, Gabe, you're okay. Come here. You come here too. Until next week, can you say happy knitting?
Happy knit.
Bye, guys.
Bye.